I'm BW, and I'm here because of blood donors like you.
BW was diagnosed with leukemia when he was 2.5 years old. He actually got 2 units of blood before he was diagnosed. That was the first thing that happened. It was scary. I was naive, and when he got it, I was assuming that he was going to get blood and we were going to go home. Little did we know we'd be there and be meeting an oncologist the next day. The first thing that comes to mind when I'm ever asked about like a low moment and how treatment changed his day. He had nosebleeds after a hard and heavy dose of chemo on a Friday. He had nosebleeds the entire weekend. He wasn't running a high fever, so we had decided in talking to the oncologist to wait until Monday, but to come in and get counts. But this kid was laying in our laps. He was pale. He wouldn't move. He didn't want to eat. We went in. They drew blood. He had no platelets, as in if they had us carry him, because if he would have stubbed his toe and possibly bled, he couldn't have clot. It was very critical at that point. I believe he got 4 units of platelets just to bring him back up. And we were in the hospital for 2 weeks because they don't stay long. We had to keep replenishing the platelet count. But you could tell within hours of getting platelets, he was almost bouncing off the walls. And then he would be contained in a small hospital room, and that was a little interesting. But he was so anxious, he was so excited, and so his normal self, and maybe even a little bit more hyper. But it changed it. It was a game changer for sure. It gave him energy. If we didn't have donors, he would not have recovered like that.
When I met Captain America, I was the first one to get to talk to him, and I was about the longest one to get to talk to him. And I got to tell him about everything I liked. I told him that he was my favorite Avenger. I told him that I got super soldier serum just like him, and I had a port just like Iron Man. My super soldier serum was blood from other people. I'm glad they did that. I'm glad they donated blood.
Those superpowers helped him get through treatment when he was weak and tired and hurting because the bad guys were taking over.
My body really hurt. I had just tears coming straight out of my eyes. It hurt really bad.
He would get treatment, and he would get blood, and he would have his superpowers, and he would kick cancer's butt.
The new blood made me feel like I was a normal kid. Made me feel better than a normal kid.
Everybody assumes that with cancer comes chemo, and that's it. And it's true. That comes with chemo. But blood plays a very big part of that. I don't think people realize that. Don't think about it. I didn't think about it. But all of those bad cells are being eaten up. All those red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, all of those blood cells are being eaten up by these cancerous blasts. And by giving your healthy blood, you can give these kids who are lacking all of that, you get to give that to them. To say them that you're sharing your life might sound a little dramatic, but it's true. Because without it, they're not going to have one.
I got my life saved because people donated, and I was just too sick if people didn't donate, I would not be here right now.
He's alive thanks to blood donors.